Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling and hope you have absolutely wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to show you another fancy fold card, and this one is called Pop-Up Front Step Panel Card. If you like it, I really hope you'll feel inspired and craft along with me. First, I need 6 by 12 inches wide card. You can also use 6 by 6 inches cut base, and that will be absolutely fine. I'm going to score it at 6 inches, fold it and burnish. When this is ready, then you can create all the panels to give you dimension for that pop-up front step panel card. I've got 6 by 6 inches wide 300 GSM card, and I'm going to score it at half an inch. My second score line is at 2 inches. Then I need to score it at 4 inches, and my very last score line will be at 5.5 inch. So I'm going to have two flaps. So I've got half an inch, 1.5, 2, 1.5 and 2 inches. It is time to fold and burnish all those score lines. And when this element is ready, I'm going to create one more panel. And for this one, I need 3 by 6 inches wide card. I'm going to score it at half an inch and 2 inches. So I've got half an inch, 1.5 and 4 inches. When these elements are ready, again I'm going to fold and burnish all those score lines. And now, as you can see, we already have that dimension, and what's really good about that pop-up front step panel card, it's going to be flat when it goes in the envelope. To decorate the card, I'm going to use Spring into Easter beautiful design papers from Polkadoodles. I'm going to create all the mats and layers for all the elements. First, I've got 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and my smaller mat is 2.5 by 3.5. As you can see, I'm using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to put all those mats and layers on my panels. Then I need 1.25 by 2 3/4, and the smaller panel will be 1 inch by 2.5 inches. And when these panels are ready, as you can see, I just make sure the glue is totally set before I move on to the next step. So now it is time to decorate our bigger panel, and I need 1 3/4 by 5 3/4, and the smaller panel will be 1.5 by 5.5. Super quick and simple to create all your mat and layers. Now we need to create other elements, and all you have to remember is to create panels which are 1/4 of an inch smaller. That is the way. So now I've got 1.25 by 5 3/4, and the smaller panel here will be 1 inch by 5.5. And again, I'm going to do exactly the same at the top. So this one is 1.25 by 5 3/4. As you can see, using your liquid glue really makes a difference because you can maneuver all those elements. So the smaller panel again is 1 inch by 5.5. Super simple to create all those mats and layers. So when these panels are ready, I also have to create the mats and layers for the front of a card. And don't forget about this, it is very crucial because we have to do it before we start assembling all the panels. So this one is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And I think the square card here works really well, especially for Mother's Day card. And then my smaller panel is 5.5 by 5.5 inches. Super simple to create. So if you've never ever created a pop-up front step panel card, I really hope you'll give it a go. It is super simple to create, and I think, to be honest, it is one of the best fancy fold cards I've created. The dimension is very beautiful. In real life, it looks stunning. As you can see, I'm using my liquid glue just to put those elements together. If you haven't tried any of the fancy fold cards, I do encourage you to do so. As you can see, you don't need much design paper to create those mats and layers. As you can see, you can also use some scraps, piece of paper, and that will be perfectly fine. But if you've never seen any of the other fancy fold cards, here is one of them in the top right corner. So when this is ready, I'm going to create our focal element. So I had a look at my stash, and from Polkadoodles Digi Stamps, I'm going to use one of my favorite collections. And this one is called the Darling Buds. And this one comes from the big bundle. If you do have a chance, get it, because not only it comes with all those beautiful digi stamps, but also sentiments you can use for Easter and Mother's Day. I'm going to use my alcohol markers from my stash. As you can see, it's a good idea to put any design paper, or actually any scrap paper, underneath, because alcohol markers bleed through. So we don't want that alcohol marker to be soaked again through our beautiful image we're coloring. So as you can see, for this project, I decided to go with some pink colors. As you know, this card is for Mother's Day, so I thought, why not, right? Let's give it a go. If you haven't seen my other Mother's Day card, please check the link at the top right corner. Also, at the very end of this video, I'm going to link some of the videos I created using Polkadoodles Digistamps and design papers, so you can check them out. And also, in the description down below, you can check all the names of the products I use here, especially the design papers and digistamps from Polkadoodles. I really like them, and I think they are perfect for so many different occasions. As I told you, this design paper I'm using here is from Easter, but it is perfect for any spring or summer projects. So yes, you can have a look and check if you like all the colors, because actually in the bundle you get even more design papers with different colors. So as you can see, I'm coloring that girl with some pink alcohol markers. And what I really like about any alcohol markers, they blend beautifully, so you can create beautiful shadows and lights effect. I really like it. But if you're not happy with the result, you can always go over. Just remember to have a scrap piece of paper underneath. And if you also want, you can add some white gel pen at the top, and that will give you even more highlights to the whole image. So if you've never ever tried alcohol markers for coloring, I do encourage you to do so. As you can see here, I've got the selection of Illustrator, but also some very cheap alcohol markers I got from the works. Super simple to color in any of the images. And actually, it doesn't have to be the same brand to color in one image. You can mix and match them. So that's why this is my go-to when it comes to coloring digi stamps. When this is ready, I'm also going to fussy cut that beautiful girl. I also wonder, have you ever heard about Polkadoodles? If you haven't, I do encourage you to sign to the newsletter, because usually every single day or every 2 or 3 days you get emails with amazing coupon codes. And recently there were discounts for 25 and even 50% discount codes for the whole website. So sign to the newsletter, you won't be disappointed, because whenever I look at Polkadoodles website, they've got so many beautiful images to work with, and also design papers. The variety is absolutely amazing, so please check it out. As you can see, I'm nearly done. Now it is time to color in the hair. And at this point I thought, what color should I use? Should that girl be blonde, or maybe should she have some black hair? I couldn't really figure it out. So in the end I decided maybe dark blonde. As you can see, whenever you create any color hair, I do encourage you to use at least 2 different colors, because this way you're going to have some highlights and shadows, and this is very important when it comes to coloring hair. As you can see, I'm using my scissors to fussy cut that image, and these ones are from Crafter's Companion. These are my go-to whenever it comes to fussy cutting. And at the end, when I finish with fussy cutting, I also use my craft knife and I cut just the space between the legs, because I really wanted that background panel to be visible. And I think this is the best way if you create any images and they've got some big spaces whenever. So just use your craft knife, just be very careful. And I do encourage you to actually use a cutting mat as well, so you don't damage your surface. When this is ready, I'm going to adhere that girl on my front panel. And this is always the best idea, to actually do a dry run before you start assembling all the elements, because later on I'm also going to create other images. So it is time to cut the space between the legs, and she is ready. Now, something is missing. At least that's what I thought. So from Lavender Tea collection from Polkadoodles, I printed those beautiful flowers and also the butterflies. If you know me, you know how much I love butterflies, so whenever I can add them, I just do it. I love butterflies, and to be honest, I can't resist. So I just had to do it. And all the flowers and the butterflies will be in the same color combo as the girl, because I like when all the elements match on my card. Have you ever created a card with some flowers or butterflies? Please let me know. I'm not the only one. I'm really curious. If you have, leave the link in the comments down below, so I can have a look what you created. As you can see, I'm recently been obsessed with fancy fold cards. I just can't stop playing with different folds. I'm really curious how they work, and I really try hard to make sure that they will fold flat. If you haven't seen my video from Tuesday where I created mirror card fold, please check it out, and the link is at the top right corner. It was so much fun to create it. And I also wonder, what is your totally favorite fancy fold card? If you have it, let me know in the comments. I really like gatefold cards as well, because there is so much you can do with them. And actually, I do have quite a lot of them on my channel, so you can check them out as well. If you do create your cards, please let me know what is your preferred size. This one is 6 by 6 inches, but very often I also create 5 by 7 inches cards. But if you do have your favorite, please let me know. Which one is it? As you can see, I'm trying to color in the butterfly with reflection, or let's say symmetry. So it's always a good idea to actually color in some elements on one side and then use the same color on the other side. Because sometimes people color in one side of the butterfly and then they try to do it on the other side, and it is so tricky because you cannot figure out where all those colors go. Now I decided to add some green, so that butterfly will match the girl at the front panel. So what do you think about this idea? Do you like it? Or would you actually change the color combo for this Mother's Day card? Also wonder, when do you celebrate Mother's Day? Because in the UK, it's already gone. It was in March, but in Poland we celebrate it in May, and I know that America celebrates it in May as well. So please let me know, when do you celebrate Mother's Day? And it would be amazing if you speak another language. So if you can leave in the comments, how do you say Mother's Day in the language you also speak? I'm really, really curious. In Polish it is Dzień Mamy. Now it is time to fussy cut all those elements, and you know how to do it, so I did it off camera. Also, I need a sentiment, so from that Darling Buds collection, I've got the sentiments here. And if you ever get any of the digi-stamps from Polkadoodles, I suggest you use Google Slides or PowerPoint, put all the elements there, see how they look like, and then you can print them on A4 paper. At least that's what I do. As you can see, I'm using my pink alcohol marker to create a small frame around the sentiment, and using a scrap piece of card I'm going to use green because I do want to have some mats and layers. As you can see, you don't always need colored card. You can create those elements using your alcohol markers, watercolor markers, or even pencils. When this is ready, I'm going to adhere all those elements and fussy cut it. You can also use a trimmer, and that will be perfectly fine as well. The choice is yours. So if you've never ever created that pop-up front step panel card, I do recommend you do. And if you create one, please let me know in the comments because I would absolutely love to see it. Now it is time to put all those elements here. I just wanted to make sure that the card will fold flat and nothing will go over the card. And this is always the best idea whenever you create any fancy fold cards. So what do you think about those 3 flowers at the bottom? Do you think that gives me a nice balance with the butterfly at the top right corner? I'm really curious what you think. Now it will be time to add some elements that I absolutely love. And if you've seen my other videos, you know how much I love using pearls or gems. So in this case, gems, no, actually pearls it is. As you can see, I decorated the card here and it folds flat. What do you think about this pop-up front step panel card? I really hope you'll give it a go. There is plenty of space to write your message inside and it's ready for the recipient. If you want, you can also decorate the inside of the card. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting! Bye!